Welcome back, everyone. It's your boy, DBGTX-YT, and we're back with episode 3 of our epic retelling of the famous yet infamous Dragon Ball GT. In today's segment, we introduce our other two heroes to this grand journey, and there's much more to talk about and much more storytelling to give. So make sure to go ahead and hit that sub notification bell, and if you're liking the content thus far, make sure you go ahead and also share it. That way y'all all sharing your energy with me and supporting and promoting these videos. Last episode, I added a touch of originality to make an introduction to the Power Brothers and establishing the world of Dragon Ball. It's not something that I needed to do, but opted to do so because I'd like the viewers to genuinely understand that I know these characters and I'm not having them act out of character and such without any reasoning. The Power Brothers, for better or worse, were bad, so I gave their boss an extra hint of bad and glamour to make him stand out in his own way. Each character feels like their own person, and that's the idea behind this retell. Each character is going to be given its own personality, its own world, its own adventure. Everyone is going to mean something in this story. Simply put, the characters are going to lend their voices to make this story come to life. Now, with that being said, a small recap. Last time on Dragon Ball, Goku met up with his family after a few years of not seeing them due to training, and of course they were more than shocked to see him in the body of a 13-year-old. We now discover that the Z-Warriors are not the only people currently chasing the Dark Star balls. A group known as the Para Brothers have appeared, and they have their eyes set on the heavenly light that shone upon them. It has only been a few hours since the initial drama has begun, and already so many gears are spinning. What will happen on today's episode of Dragon Ball GT Retail? Find out now. Like grandfather, like granddaughter. A confused identity. Damn it. It's so boring here, says a young man dressed in a business suit in front of his computer. In that instant, he has a flashback to his mother. And whatever you do, don't fall asleep at the desk! The flashback turns into an actual thing when his communicator goes off. You hear me? Trunks! Wake up! Trunks! Yeah. I get it, Mom. I'm up, okay? I'm up. Says Trunks as a dinging in the elevator alerts him to company. It's the shareholders wanting to discuss Capsule Corp's R&D once more. He looks around the office and notices the mess. With a smile on his face, Trunks vanishes, appears in one corner, vanishes once more, appears at the other. For every step taken by the shareholders, Trunks is zipping around the room and making it immaculate. Just as they reach the entrance to the newly anointed president of Capsule Corp, Trunks finishes, zips back into his chair, looks up at them from his computer, and welcomes the cast into the office. Hello everyone, and good morning, says Trunks enthusiastically. Good morning, Mr. President, says the staff in unison, like an army. Trunks is okay, everyone, says the embarrassed young man. Right, thank you for such levels of acquaintance, Trunks, sir, says one of the shareholders. Now, for today's meeting, and Trunks slowly begins to fade away mentally. I really wish I wasn't doing this right now. I mean, why does Goten get to have such a lax life out in the boonies while I'm stuck doing this? It's not like Mother wasn't already running it day to day with her motherlode ultra self-intelligent computer, says the young man in his head.
And that will finally take fossil fuel out of our society for good. Trunks, sir? Trunks, sir, says the R&D department researcher, looking at Trunks slightly confused.
Oh, yeah, I heard ya. Well, scrap the idea, says Trunks with a straight-laced face.
Excuse me, sir?
Stammers the researcher. I was contacted about an hour ago by one of the greatest researchers and engineers I know. Ya may know him as well, says Trunks with a smirk on his face as he stands up from his president's chair. Everyone, I'd like to introduce to you Gohan-san. He's not only my mentor, but one of my closest friends. He's also the writer of the Engine-clism traveling theory, says the R&D researcher with an amazed look on his face. Correct you are, Susui. Now Gohan, if you may, says Trunks, and at that moment, in the middle of the executive table, a hologram appeared. Hello everyone, hope you're all well today, says Gohan with enthusiasm. And so the meeting truly begins and wraps up after a few hours. Once everyone was in the clear, the true friends truly began their conversation. So long story short, you're needing Mother and my assistance in finishing this project, eh? For what reasons are you wanting to travel at such speed in so little time, Gohan-san? States Trunks with an honest, confused look on his face. Right. Now, what I couldn't discuss in the meeting, says Gohan as he starts taking off his glasses, giving Trunks a stern look. Now we cut away to downtown West City, where something is truly a-brewing. It appears that National Bank of West City is being robbed, and one of the tellers is being held at gunpoint. We'll kill the bitch if you don't scram, coppers! Screams a round puffy fella donning a robber ski cap and a monkey tail. We the bank monkey robbers are going to monkey on out of here, and anyone who gives us chase, well, needless to say, you'll be chasing this poor girl's body down. And he snickers as he tells the other henchmen to hurry up collecting the cash.
Alright, just don't hurt any of the hostages, says the police officer in charge.
The standoff continues. Meanwhile, a friendly face is about to fly into the scene unexpectedly.
So Capsule Corp should be this way. It's kind of hard to tell since West City expanded so much, and I mostly would lock onto Vegeta's energy when I needed to travel over here. What's that over there?
Says Goku as he hears the rumbles and noises from the bank ensuing.
I wonder what's going on over there.
And he flies in the direction of the bank, but doesn't realize that there's a line of clothing hanging there. And as he goes through it, he accidentally gets his hair wrapped up with some coverings. Now where's our getaway car? And it better not be tapped, or I'm tapping someone's skull with this hollow tip, you hear me? Yells the crook.
Excuse me, sir. Is this some kind of play?
Says Goku as he's now standing a few feet away from one of the henchmen holding a hostage. What the? Where the hell you come from, kid? Didn't you have your mommy to cry to? Says the crook as he begins to sway the gun to aim it at Goku. Before he notices, the light fade for him in an instant. Goku in that literal moment had already knocked the man unconscious with a tap chop to the neck, so fast that the human eye thought he never moved from his spot.
You shouldn't be pointing guns at people. You seriously can hurt someone,
says Goku matter-of-factly. Hey yo Mikey! Hey yo Mikey! Why you? Now she gets it! The officers are in shock. And at the same time, their anxiety just went through the roof because all hell's about to break loose when a rock comes flying in from the crowd and smacks the thug dead in the middle of his forehead. That slight chance gave the bank teller a moment to bite the man on his forearm and attempt to run off. Why you? I hope you like this kind of bullet too, snickers the bank robber, and as he's about to let out a round or two more rocks peg him.
one breaking his index finger that was on the way to the trigger, and the other at the man's forehead yet again. I usually mind my business and let the cops handle all the mess, but when it interrupts my lunch, especially when I'm hungry after a training session, well, let's just say I'm in the mood to kick some ass, says a teenage girl wearing an orange bandana, red top and casual jeans as she makes her way through the crowd. It's time to get this wrapped up, says Pan as she stands centerfold between the villains and the police.
Wait a minute. Isn't that Mr. Satan's granddaughter? Says someone in the crowd.
Oh yeah, it is Mr. Satan's granddaughter. Get him, Great Saiyan Man 3! And Pan falls immediately on her face as she sees an embarrassment. Dad! Mom! So embarrassing, thinks Pan. Pan? Says Goku, the name obviously ringing a bell as he looks in the direction of the girl. It is Pan! Says a now excited Goku. In desperation, one of the robbers begins to shoot him. You should have stayed in the crowd, kid! Boldly states Pan as she smirks and faces the individual. With one hand, she catches every single bullet fired from the machine gun, squeezes them in her hands, and drops the caps to the floor, reminiscent of Gohan's Golden Warrior days. In a snap, she kicks the ground with well-controlled ki, and the shock sent from the kick launches a piece of concrete from below the man. Crack! Right into the chin. Call him a donut, cause he's glazed and knocked out. The other individuals follow suit, but before they can even get a shot off, they are met with a baseball swing by Goku's power pole from across the lot. Pan, who just manages to get out of the sweeping range of the power pole, notices the tail on Goku, immediately assumes that he is part of their gang, and that he accidentally must have took out his henchman in an attempt to blindside her. Why, you dirty cheat! You can't fight me head on, huh? Now I'm mad! And Pan releases her aura, causing the surrounding area to shake. Whoa! Hey! Calm down! It's all a misunderstanding. Goku grimaces in pain as the little girl zoomed in on him. Air-sucking haymaker to the stomach. Now she jumps, bobs, and roundhouse kicks him right into a police car. Ow! Hey! What do you do that for? Says Goku, visibly upset. Pan stops, looks back over her shoulder, and says with a smile, I knew you were their leader, but I didn't think you was this tough. Leave what? And before he can finish, Pan launches herself at Goku, full speed. Goku immediately jumps out of the way. Of course, the granddaughter gives chase. Not bad for scum, she says as she catches up to him, and they begin exchanging blows in midair. What's wrong? Why don't you fight back? Says Pan as she lets off a triple kick into a flipping crescent kick. I've been trying to tell you this entire time, says Goku as he begins to fall. You can't fool me! Your monkey tail and that weird head wrapping you have on gave it all away! I just never expected you'd be this hard to beat. Let's turn it up then! And Pan powers up even more, now charging and descending on Goku at full flight. Weird head wrap? Oh! This, says Goku as he pats his head and begins unbanding the wrap. Pan is closing in for the kill. Power Lace Ki Fist ready to end it here and now. Just as the blow was about to land, the iconic hairdo pops out and Pan stops, knuckle to nose. Grandpa? She yells out. And that, my friends, is the conclusion of episode 3 of this amazing retell. With Trunks now in the folds and Pan running into her grandfather, the setup for the grand tour on our hero's end is coming together. The crafting of the spaceship follows, and off to the stars we go. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to share, show the love, and support. Thank you, and we will see you next week again with another episode of Dragon Ball GT Retail. DBGTX, over and out.